Welcome back to my channel. My name is Becca, and if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that bell icon. Anytime I upload a video, you'll be the first one to be notified, as well as if you know anyone who would like my videos, go ahead and share that with them. So today I am doing my top 10 enemies to lovers book recommendations. And so these books aren't in any kind of order at all. I'm just gonna basically make this a short and sweet video for you guys. I'm just gonna say the name of the book and let you know the author, that way you can look it up and see if it's something that you would enjoy reading. I have read all of these books and have thoroughly enjoyed each and every one of these ones. That's why I highly recommend them to you guys. So the first one would be Heartstone. And this is by Ellie Catherine White, and it is a Pride and Prejudice retelling with dragons. It's amazing. I love it. You can't think of enemies to lovers without thinking Pride and Prejudice. It's a retelling. It's amazing. I loved it. You should read it. The next one is Switched, and this is by Amanda Hocking. This is, let's see here. I guess, yeah, you don't really get that enemies to lovers until a little bit further in the book, or into the second book, I think it is. But either way, it is still a very, very good read. So that's another one that I highly recommend. The next enemies to lovers is An Enchantment of Ravens, and this is by Margaret Rogerson. I love the way that Margaret Rogerson writes. I will definitely be looking into more of her books if she has more books out there. I don't know, that's something that I have to look into, but I have thoroughly enjoyed the books that I have read by her. And she does an amazing sort of twist to the enemies to lovers trope, and I absolutely loved this book. So the second book that I read by Margaret Rogerson was Sorcery of Thorns, and this is also an enemies to lovers trope. Fantastic read, super enjoyable. The first time that I read it, I wasn't really paying attention to the audiobook, so I stopped what I was doing because the book actually started to get good, and I'm like, wait a minute, I haven't been listening to it, and now all of a sudden it's really good. So I had to start it over again, and I reread it, and absolutely thoroughly enjoyed this book. Margaret Rogerson is an amazing author, and like I said, I really want to look into if she's got any more books that I can read, because I think as far as what I've read so far of her, I look forward to reading many more. But she does an amazing job with the enemies to lovers trope. Spider! There's a spider on my camera. My books too, don't you? You love my books too, don't you? Yes, you do. Okay, I gotta do video. I gotta do video. Oh, don't punch me. I gotta do video. Oh, I gotta do video. Okay. So the next book that I have on my list is Sky in the Deep, and this is by Adrienne Young. Amazing book, absolutely love this one. It is all about the angst and the journey, and you just like can't help but be sucked into this book from the very first chapter. Absolutely loved it. This is definitely a go-to read if you haven't already read it. So the next one is Six of Crows, and this is by Leigh Bardugo. The entire story isn't around the enemies to lovers trope, but there is, because there's six lead characters in this book, there is an enemies to lovers trope in there, and I absolutely loved it. It was great and wonderful, and I love this book. Oh, you can't think of enemies to lovers without thinking of The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. This was definitely an enemies to lovers type book where you really wanted to hate the idea of them being a couple in the beginning, and then as it goes through, you're told by what's going on in the story and everything to it. But this is definitely a really good enemies to lovers trope type book. And let's see here. The next one I have is Stalking Jack the Ripper, and this is by Carrie Maniscalco. This one, there's so much angst, and I absolutely love this one. This one is, they are competing for an apprenticeship underneath her uncle in the study of forensics, and the lead characters are, they butt heads so much because, you know, she's supposed to be a lady and she's wanting to get into forensics. It's like the 1800s, so it's very, very looked down upon for a lady of certain standing to sully herself in that type of job, or to have a job at all. And then you have Thomas Cresswell, which he is very arrogant, very self-centered. He is a smart cookie, and but yet he's very like suave, and he is the complete package. I absolutely love Thomas Cresswell. But anyway, the dynamic between these two in this story is amazing, as well as an amazing story beside the whole romance part of it. You get a lot more intrigue and mystery, and this is a great read. Next up is Serpent and Dove, and this is by Shelby Moran. This one I absolutely loved. It was just enough angst to keep you intrigued and wanting more at every turn. This one is definitely centered around the relationship of these two main characters, and so if you're looking for something more to do with the romance rather than more of a plot line, this is definitely something for you to read. Finally, the last book on my top 10 enemies to lovers book recommendations is A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. This was a fantastic book. I absolutely loved it. I love the quick wit, and just, you know, the fact that, you know, just because he is a king or a prince or whatever, she's like not falling for it. She's not falling for his charms, and, you know, it is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, sort of. There's a twist to it, so I think anything with Pride and Prejudice or Beauty and the Beast is definitely going to be an enemies to lovers trope in it. So if you're looking for something along those lines, that would be something really good to look for. But anyway, this one, I absolutely love Harper. She is an amazing character. She is Spitfire, and everything that you love in a character, she has it. I just love the fact that she's not falling for his charms, and he's just like, you know, what do I do? And so it's just the perfect amount of angst and intrigue, and, you know, you're rooting for them, but then you're like, she needs to go home, and it's just the perfect mix of everything that you would expect in a Beauty and the Beast type retelling. And I absolutely love this one. I'm super excited for the third book to be coming out. I believe it comes out in the beginning of next year, in 2021. I think January 2021. I can't remember off the top of my head. But anyway, love this book. Absolutely love it. So there you go. All the books, well, not all the books, but my top 10 favorite enemies to lovers book trope recommendations. If you really like this one, go ahead and leave a comment in the comments below. And if you have any suggestions, if you have a specific trope that you would like me to do recommendations on, please go ahead and put that in the comments below as well. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I absolutely had a blast looking into this trope and coming up with these ideas. So I'd like to kind of continue to go along with this idea for, you know, a couple more videos maybe in the future. But yeah, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that bell icon. That way anytime I upload a video, you'll be the first to be notified. And if you haven't, or if you know of anyone who would enjoy watching my videos, go ahead and hit that share button and send them my way. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.